welcome to this month's Patreon lottery reading, which is for February, but I'm not sure when I'm gonna be exactly able to post this video to you guys, because it's the last day of February today, and I'm gonna have to go somewhere after I finish recording this video, so I'm not gonna be able to stay here and wait for it to render. But that's just a small technicality. I hope you don't mind, and I hope that you are excited. Again, I would just like to say thank you to everyone who's been supporting me, and as you might have noticed, I started uploading videos more frequently. I actually have an unreleased video on Patreon right now. So my plan is to go back to publishing videos, ideally 2 times a week, but at least once a week. So that's one of the things that's coming. And I'm also planning on purchasing a better laptop, so the rendering time isn't that well, it's a crucial part of making videos, how long it takes to edit and render your videos. So my goal is to have a situation where it doesn't take that long for my videos to render, and I can become more productive. And you, my Patreons, are definitely helping me achieve this goal. So apart from that, there's nothing notable going on. So let me just try to see who this month's winner is going to be, and I'm going to be using the brush. Oh, and I also have purchased this new deck. It's called the Klimt Tarot, and it's based on the imagery and the art of Gustav Klimt, and I hope that you're gonna like it as well. I think I've got someone, and it's Chip. Congratulations, Chip, and let's get into your reading. So I thought I would give you a 5 elements reading because we haven't done it for a while, and I just thought it would be a good idea because it's a really good reading type for all kinds of different situations. And since you haven't sent me a palm picture, or you haven't asked for any, specific reading type in case your name gets picked, we're just gonna go with this generic reading. So let me fan the cards. And let's have the brush do the picking. So the first card is going to represent you in the middle. and how you relate to the elements, the 4 elements that are going to be surrounding you. So then we have, first of all, we have Earth for the material realm, and then we have fire for the realm of creativity and passion and actions. All right. Then water for emotions. And last but not least, air for the thinking. The element of air is for the mental plane, the theoretical. So you can use this reading if you wish. You can use this reading for or as a monthly reading, or you can also use it as a reading type to learn about the different opportunities arising during you working on a project, or how these elements basically influence you and the work. So I often like to use it for different art projects or other types of endeavors that I want to start with. And then it's always interesting to look at these different aspects to, just to be informed about what's going on. So Chip, if you're interested in using this reading for a specific project that you're working on, that's so that then this project would be in the middle. But if you would just like it to be a generic reading for what is going on with you right now, then that's also possible. So feel free to interpret my words according to how you wish this reading to function for you. All right. So earth, fire, and water, and air. And interestingly enough, we have one major arcana card in the middle, one major arcana card for earth, swords, wands, and cups. And so the earth element itself is not presented in the form of pentacles. So we have justice in the middle, justice, the major arcana card. And let me try to show you the card up close. It's really beautiful, this deck, the way it works with these golden, these golden inlays or whatever they are called. So it's definitely an exciting deck. And so this is what justice looks like. And justice, number 8 of the major arcana, is about the idea of balance, mostly. So it's a balancing act. Whatever you're trying to do right now, or your life in general, is mostly centered around the theme of evening something out, something that's uneven. And I think since the earth element, the pentacles are missing, it's basically your goal is basically to bring things to alignment on the material level with everything else that's going on. And that's quite a challenge. So let's see. The earth element is represented by the lovers. This is a very famous painting. You might recognize it. And the lovers, again, is a major arcana card. And it's actually a good sign. It's telling me that this balancing, or this desire to balance things out, is finally starting to work out. It's finally starting to become a reality. And things are coming together on the material plane, because the lovers always represents two different aspects or entities coming closer together and forming a union. So on the material realm, a plane, or in this regard, this could mean finally, getting access to a resource that has been missing. Finally, having the platform, the financial aspect of a certain problem figured out. And since it's a major arcana card, it's telling me that that this is not only an important step forward, but it's also spiritually very gratifying. So you have worked really hard for this, and the lovers is clear indication that things are finally starting to fall into place. Things are finally starting to work out for you. So, what else do we have here? We also have the Six of Cups for fire, and the King of Swords for water, and the Knight of Wands for air. So things are slightly misplaced here. Nothing is aligned with its element, basically. So these three elements, water, air, and fire, they are all involved, but the cards, so the cups, which would represent water, fall into the element of fire. And again, wands, which would represent fire, correlate with air here. And we have the King of Swords representing air in the water position. So what that's telling me is that, especially with the Six of Cups, is that your passion to create and your active participation in this regard, in the fire regard, has been a little bit withheld. So the Six of Cups stands for childish innocence and playfulness, but also passivity. So the way a child has his or her limits in creating their own reality, you have also been feeling like you haven't been able to act as freely as you should be, ideally. And there's also a connection with the past, a strong nostalgic element that is holding you back from taking bold and big leaps forward. So emotions play a big part in your actions right now. And whether that is in connection with a specific project or just your life in general, that's something that you need to be aware of. Even though the material realm and the material aspect has been sorted out, you're still being held back by clinging to the past in a certain way, in a nostalgic way, kind of trying to hold on to something that's no longer an active part of your reality, and kind of being stuck in those illusions. Now, emotionally, though, we have the King of Swords here. And that's suggesting to me that where you should be using your emotive, sensitive, empathetic nature, you have the King of Swords. And the King of Swords is very dry, very objective, since he is the king of air, the king of analysis and the intellect and objectivity. So where you should be more subjective and more open to perhaps other people's feelings, you have the King of Swords present and ruling this part of your life. So the King of Swords can be kind of ruthless, inconsiderate, and perhaps inconsiderate, but not in a reckless way. He has a reason for everything that he does. But when it comes to our emotions, oftentimes there's irrational decisions to be made that only make sense on the emotional level. And so you are somehow not in touch with that part of yourself that is willing to go to great lengths to exercise this emotional, this feeling aspect of life. You're not willing to go with that. There's reservations in your heart. You're not as open as you used to be, perhaps because the Six of Cups is showing up where it's not supposed to. So there's sentimentality with the Six of Cups, but a difficulty reacting to actual real-time, present-time emotional difficulties. And finally, we have the Knight of Wands in the position of air. So the position of intellect and just thought-based analysis, clear-headed objective. And we have the Knight of Wands here, which suggests a little bit of arrogance to me. And since the Knight of Wands is the Knight of Fire, it's not a king, it's a knight, less experienced, but more active and more proactive than the page or even the queen, because it's masculine. But it's not, it's kind of reckless, and it has very little consideration for the feelings of others and for the consequences of his actions. And so mentally, it seems like you're in a place where you're inclined to make rush decisions without being deeply without running any deep analysis of the situation, and kind of being impulsive. So it's basically what I've been telling you from the beginning about balancing things out and things falling into place. It seems like money is no longer an issue, or whatever the physical aspect of all of this is no longer a problem. With the Lovers, it seems to be sorted out. But what the tarot would like to tell you here is that there's misplaced energies in certain aspects of your life that are working against you and sabotaging you, even if the concrete physical part of everything has worked out, or is about to work out. This could be the very near future as well. So just something to think about, something to consider, that you no longer need to worry about the earthy aspect of this, but be aware of these misplaced energies that I have told you about, and try to do some conscious decisions and try to exercise some conscious control with the justice over where you put your energy and what type of energy you put into which aspect of this project or of your life in general. So I hope that you enjoy this reading. If you have any questions, feel free to write to me. Thank you for everyone else as well who decided to come along and watch with us. And I hope to see you all in my next video. Bye bye.